Welcome to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. So, from the previous video, I talked about leaving a warehouse and going to get my CDL in CR England. Well, this video, I'm going to talk about how I went from CR England to home, then to Werner. So, I get a ride back home from a coworker at CR England. So, and we're up in Tennessee. We gotta travel to Texas. Along the route, he notices he's gonna run out of time. I say, well, I'm still employed. Technically, can I log in and drive the rest of the way? He said, you're right. He said they hadn't dismissed you from driving or anything. He said, you're right. So I drove from Arkansas to Texas. And I finally get home. I unload the truck. And, I was there for a good week, just gathering my thoughts, like, what am I going to do? I looked up companies left and right. I looked up Swift. I looked up Hirschbach or something like that. Frank Miller. I even looked up Prime. And so at the end of it all, Werner popped up, and I was like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing. Before I made any decisions, I called the recruiter and asked him a bunch of questions. I asked him about orientation, I asked him about the hiring process, I asked him what happens after. Of course, you don't have enough experience, you're going to go out with a trainer. I'm there with another trainer for 6 weeks. Said, alright, whatever. So I get in the trainer's truck, or I finally get up there to Werner, do their process, sign paperwork, do the drug test, their hair follicle test, get my picture taken for an ID. It was really smooth. They had a shuttle to take us back to Walmart and stuff in case we ever needed to go. It kind of sucked because I didn't have any money and I was out of a job already, so I was like, whatever. And I know when I got up there to Dallas, I wouldn't have a car to go back and forth or do anything. And so at the time when I made the transition, my aunt was still helping me with food, just about as much as she could. So anyway, the weekend comes, Werner gives me a bus ticket and a hotel room to stay, so I hopped on the bus, Greyhound bus that is. That bus ride sucks, by the way. It was a 6-hour ride, but it turned into 10 because I had a 3-hour delay in Houston. So, and then along the way they stopped, so it was horrible. I think any bus ride you go on is going to be horrible with the Greyhound bus. So yeah, I did that, and I finally get to Werner. And when I arrived, they checked me in pretty smoothly. I didn't have any problems. They know who I was. They knew who I was coming, when I was coming. And so I'm up there in Dallas. Monday comes around, I start doing paperwork, you know. And you know, when I got there, I had noticed that the hotel is right there on site with orientation, so it's not like I had to do much. I just had to walk about 200 yards from the hotel. So I do all that, give them my information, give them my license, give them my social security, birth certificate, stuff like that. And you know, at the end of it all, a week of orientation and a couple of videos is all I had to do, along with simulation. And then I'm there in Dallas again. I think it took like 2-3 days for a trainer to pick me up. So anyway, I get on the trainer's truck and I don't start driving until the next day. I think the guy was Russian, if I'm not mistaken. He had an accent. Anyway, so I'm there and I'm on the truck for 2 weeks until an incident happened. I left my wallet at a terminal and I said, hey, can we go back and get it? He threw this big fit. I was like, nah, I'm not doing all this. So I hop off the trainer's truck in Laredo. So I'm stuck in Laredo, have no transportation. If I wanted to go anywhere, I'd have to wait, and, you know, kind of sucks. But when I got my wallet, I took a ride to Walmart, grabbed some food, and I stayed there for 2 weeks. So that's all I did was just grab food, eat, chill. And then another trainer picked me up. I get on his truck and I find out I gotta stay another 6 weeks. I said, great. 6 more weeks with another trainer. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stick it out. When I get past this training stuff and, you know, at least 90 days of experience, you know, I think I'll be good. So that's what I did. And then, so the 6 weeks come up, and during that time, we would always run long distance, Tennessee to California, California to Texas, Texas to Midwest like Missouri, Illinois, then North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta. When I went through Atlanta, that's when I found out I hated it. Because of all the traffic during the day. They don't have any, you can't just cut through just to get to where you gotta go. You gotta go around, and it sucks. I told myself right then when I found out about Atlanta, I would never cut through that city during the day ever again. So, anyway, yeah, I spent quite a little more time with the trainer, and I finally get up to Dallas. I gotta test out, you know, and to do it, they give you a road test and a backing test, and then you're free to go on your own, and they'll assign you a new truck. So I did that. And the road test simply was go down to the next exit, cross over, and come back up and park the trailer in a backing spot. So I said, cool, you know. And before all that, my trainer wrote a page and a half of reasons why I shouldn't be going truck route. I don't know why. I thought I did a good job. The last part might have been a headache because you had to do scenarios on a on a paper log. So that was kind of tough, but I did it. He didn't like the way I did it, but you know, I turned in my paperwork to the place there, and they're like, "Why did you write all this?" I said, "I don't know." They said, "We're not going to read all this." I said, "You went out with a trainer for 6 weeks, right?" "Yeah." "Did you hit anything?" "No." "All right, we're just going to give you a road test and the back test." So that's what that happened. And I'm finally, and when I passed, they said I was free to go, that I should be getting assigned a truck soon, pick an account that I want to be on. Well, I chose boats, so, and the reason why it was like 60 cents per mile. It was going to be based out of Lebanon, Missouri. So that's always where I was going to go pick up. So I would pick up boats and head out and come back with an empty trailer. They paid you for deadhead miles, so I didn't see anything wrong. And so I would go from Lebanon, Missouri to Florida, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Texas, and they were all basically your Bass Pro shops, your Cabela's, and some mom and pop tracker boats. And so the task was simple. You get your trailer, you take it out, you break down the trailer that the boats go on, and they literally came with bars and straps. That's literally all you had to do. And during that time, I was there for 6 months, just doing that. And until like 1 week, I had a really bad week. So on these landing gears, they're designed to go, they're not just like they go up at the same time. They're offset. So you gotta get out, roll one up, go around the truck, roll the other one up. Well, I wasn't thinking, and so I broke 2 landing gears. They're like, "Hey, we can't use you no more." I said, "Great." But now what? "Well, you're gonna go help Bass Pro shops." I said, "Drive-in department?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." That was based out of, that account was based out of Macon, Georgia. So I do the Bass Pro accounts for another 6 months, and I'm finally, you know what? I'm tired of running East Coast, because that's literally all I was doing. Macon, Florida, Tennessee, and Virginia, and North Carolina. It wasn't bad, but that's literally what I felt like I was running the entire time. So I hopped on an AC account for a year. I do that one for a year. They were literally sending me from Texas to Pennsylvania and back, and then I would pick up some equipment for the ACs in Alabama, head back to Texas. And during that time with Werner, I had found out that they had a lot of terminals everywhere. So if I ever needed a parking area, or just to do a reset or something, just head to a terminal, So I do that for a year. it wasn't bad, but I don't I don't think I applied myself in the form of like saving money and doing pre-plans and like I didn't sit there and calculate the miles, or I didn't do like a detailed plans, where you're gonna stop and fuel, where you're gonna stop and take a break. And shopping at Walmart, I was always eating out, which that takes a really big chunk of your paycheck. But I mean, I didn't have like the mindset of basically saving money, so I never did anything. It was a great experience, But I think I could have done better then. So that happened, and then I quit Werner to go local. So that's gonna be in my next video, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.